Hey everybody, welcome to the Buy List. This is episode 86.
86. And this is a card flying at a camera. No, that was really bad.
Yeah,
This
that
is
was
not
not even
financial
close,
advice
dude.
or cards flying at cameras. This is cardboard.
How's it going, Nate?
It's been a while since we've done one of these.
Yeah, it has been.
We got a lot to talk
Um,
about. We've got Pro Tour Singapore happens. We got an update to ProQuest. We've got spoilers for Guardian Mastery Pack, if you can
mhm.
call them spoilers. Um,
We had a keynote.
a
We
keynote, yep.
had more Super Slam stuff.
Yep.
So a little bit more, but
Yeah.
how was your week? How was your last couple weeks in Flesh and Blood since the last episode?
It was good. Continuing to bling out the gravy deck, picking up pieces here and there. So doing the armory deck challenge. But yeah, that's about it basically for me. What about you, Teddy?
Dude, you and I are like feeding off of each other with this gravy bling out thing. I was like kind of not gonna do it, then you started doing it, and I was just like, "Wow, God!" So yeah, I'm all the way there except for two EA chart the high seas currently, but they're rainbow foil in the deck right now, and those stupid three loot the holds. Dude, it's my Florian deck all over again. Those non-foil flourishes and those non-foil loot the holds. Please, LSS. The gym pack for the holiday season needs to be like a catch-up mechanic. I am begging you. Just like put in all these like cards that you're seeing like put into decks that are not rainbow foiled and just throw a rainbow foil version in there. Give me some flourish, give me some canopy shelters, give me some loot the holds. Like that is like the best holiday gym pack idea. Someone needs to hear it and like implement right away.
I think there's also does Run Through have a non foil? I think Run Through is only rainbow foil
Run, yeah,
because
yeah. I think you're right.
it came in the Dory deck. I don't know.
Yeah,
No, it was a promo.
no, it's a promo too. So there is a rainbow foil version to run through.
Did it
Yeah,
come in
so
the
you can
Dory
bling
deck? Am I
out.
right about that or no?
It did come in the Dory deck, so there is a non-foil. Yep,
Just kidding. Well, I'm
but
just lying.
but
My own
glistening
code.
steel blade is the probably the one you're thinking about, right? That Dory players
Oh yeah, they would love to
really
see
would
that in like
want
a
a rainbow
EA
foil.
non-foil. Oh,
Yeah,
that would be the hit in the next gym
yeah,
pack.
for sure, for sure.
Yeah, well,
So
you'll get the C James White, so you'll get to tell him live and in person.
dude, I'm gonna yeah, because I really do think that's a cool idea. Since we had that one gym holiday season where they just like chucked a bunch of old cold foil promos at us, it's like that'd be a cool tradition to start and
Yep.
keep like going. And then the hit in the pack could be a Marvel cracked bobble, holiday cracked bobble. How cool would that be? That would be like there was rainbow foils, there was cold foils, then rainbow foils, and then this year there's a Marvel holiday cracked bobble. That'd be sick.
Just a Marvel bobble in general, dude.
Yeah.
It sounds stupid, but that thing would actually be worth money.
Yeah, yeah, people love that, dude.
Yeah.
People love the rainbow foil and the cold foil for sure. So, yeah, I'm like fully blinged out. Gravy continues to be one of the most fun decks I've played in Flesh and Blood. It's, man, it's so good. I can't get over it, dude.
Do you
It's
have a
so much
lid on
fun,
your Florian deck box right now? You better not let him hear you say that.
dude. Florian's a super fun too. Just unfortunately, he's not. He's yeah, poor guy. Room blades are dead again.
Yeah.
Just yeah.
Yeah.
Sadly but true.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I've just been jamming some gravy games. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We can transition right into ProQuest because or not ProQuest, Pro Tour Singapore. Man, heavy FOMO on that event, dude. Like it would have man, the flight was so far away and it like
Yeah.
dissuaded me heavily from going to that event. But midway through that event, I was like, ooh, man, ooh, it's like they kind of went all out for Singapore, and it looked
Yeah.
very cool over there. We got a keynote, I guess, to start the weekend.
Yeah.
I'm sure you watched it or read the recaps. What was your thoughts?
I mean, the keynotes are just always really cool. Great ways to just for them to just pour like it. The fact that like James or Brian, whoever's there, does
Yeah,
these like it just shows the passion behind what
Hmm.
they're doing. Like they truly care that like this means so much to them to be able to share that with us. It's super cool to be part of a game in a community that like really has like just a absolute deep love top from the person who's just like just starting to the absolute top of
Hmm.
the food chain, right? Like that's just
Yeah.
everyone has that same feeling when it comes to Flesh and Blood.
Yeah, it's like not a small thing to do, right? I
Yeah.
mean, it's like what, 20 minutes long or something. That's a lot of content. That's a lot of like information that James has to practice and get right, and then the team has to make sure that it's streamed, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, huge undertaking on those. I thought it was pretty cool. We got some new updates. The content creator thing, obviously,
Yeah.
we're content creators. I'm a content creator. You're watching us. Is like bias aside, is like one of the coolest things that I've seen like a game company do. Like I don't think another TCG company does this as far as I know. And I saw some people asking the same question. Maybe there is, but for them to do it at all, $25,000, 5 grants handed out to content creators is super cool. I like that they're understanding just to give back right when they can, because
Yeah.
you know it's very cool. It's a very cool system. It blew me away. I was like, wait, what are they doing? Like, that's so cool. So
There's like to and we had talked about it a little bit, like what we could do with 5 grand. Like the
yeah.
options are, I mean, 5 grand is a shitload of money.
Yeah.
There's so much that we can do. We could do with that. So like James, if you just want to write the check already, we'll take it. Um, like
Yeah.
and like even though we're just like a bunch of finance bros, like you go to
Yeah.
like a lot of the major events. Like
Hmm.
I tried to go to all the big majors, which I've been unsuccessful at this year. Unfortunately, they just didn't
Yeah.
line up with timing and family and all that. Um,
Hmm.
but being a part and um, giving back, I think is huge. It's like it's almost like a trickle down Fabonomics, right? Like
You're right. Yeah.
like they give back to creators, and creators will give back to the community, and it's a nice way to just kind of spread the love, spread the wealth. Because like it seems like it gets better and better every event. Like Vegas was an awesome event, and no, we talk about this. Like you're like basically famous, and most people have no idea who the heck I
Yeah.
am.
Famous. Yeah.
Um, but it Vegas was like a shift in that for it, which like you
Hmm.
had like a year ago or like 2 years ago. I
Yeah.
don't even know at this
Yeah.
point where like people like are like, hey, you're this is
Right.
not
Yeah.
financial advice. This is cardboard, and I was like, oh, okay. So it's
Yeah.
like really cool to see that we make an impact in one small way or another. So like that does not go underappreciated on our ends because we enjoy doing this. But the fact that other people enjoy watching us be complete monkeys
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
internet
For sure.
is something that we greatly appreciate.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like at a minimum, just like the announcement. I think for us, and I bet you for a lot of content creators, it got us talking right away. Like, okay, what would we do? Like, how do we improve? And I think just like even that like sub effect, maybe they don't even know that that's happening. Just like that tiny like, okay, how would I do this? Like, what could I do? What kind of content could I create
Yeah,
with like a little bit extra equipment, etc. I know we're talking about it, and whoever they pick, I'm sure they'll do a good job picking those 5 content creators. Well, there's a lot of creative people out there, and they can really make use of that, right?
yeah,
And
absolutely.
I'm excited to see how that goes.
And
And for each time they do it, right? I don't can't imagine it's a one-time deal. So
yeah, and I would say too, so like any like aspiring creators or like smaller channels who are like growing, just keep grinding. Like
yeah,
I mean,
yes,
we had a lot of talks in the very beginning when it was like 100 people, sub 100 people
yeah,
would watch the buy list, and it was just like what, like how do we move that? How do we move that?
yeah.
and then just
Yep.
every week iterating and trying to get better. And
Yep.
that's all you can do, right? One small
Hmm.
incremental improvement at a time. Because if you go back and watch our initial episodes, what we do now is completely different from where we
Oh
started,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we're trying to adapt, change things like that, right?
yeah,
Yeah, for sure. So that was really cool. Yeah, I think it was a solid. I think it was a solid keynote. A little bit of positive or positive feedback would be it felt a little light on information.
yeah,
We didn't get a new product timeline in London, so I was kind of looking for it in Singapore. We didn't get a new roadmap, which is kind of a bummer.
yeah,
It would have been nice to see what they had planned. I imagine there's like a Christmas product. I would say Yarrow was like the Christmas product last year, right? The thing on the shelves that came out in November, October, right? So I was expecting maybe a little bit of like teaser at that, like, ooh, there's another Armory deck Origins coming for Christmas or something along those lines. But really, it was pretty light on that information. So it seems like Worlds is going to be stacked, basically with all of 2026 or like the first half of 2026 for sure. But we'll have to see how that goes, right?
yeah, yeah. I'm excited. I just want to know more and more.
Yeah. Yeah. So, what was your thoughts on the Pro Tour games stream overall? Thoughts on it, Nate?
Yeah, I mean, like the quality just continues to improve, right? Like
Yeah.
Mansane does an amazing job over there, just constantly elevating his game.
Yep.
It's glad that they added him on board, right? So he
Yeah.
can
100%.
continue to do the work that he does, but in a more dedicated fashion. The games were
Hmm.
great. Um, I watched a lot of them, and like the draft. I'm so glad draft coverage is back. I know that it's probably one of the lower viewed portions of,
Hmm.
but as a high level player, that is like if you struggle with draft, go watch the drafts, listen to
Yeah.
them talk through it. Especially like Ponkage is like he's an absolute
Genius,
savant
dude.
at Flesh and Blood.
Yeah.
Everyone should be absolutely thankful that he's a caster.
Yeah.
He would rack.
Yeah.
Like he's very very good at Flesh and Blood. Um,
Hmm.
so like and like Brian too. When those two break down drafts, it's just it's something else. And I go back to there was a it was the release of the Hunted. Where was that at? It was a Prague.
Yeah, it was the world premiere, and then Memphis was the like double calling Haunted weekend.
Yeah.
It's
So
probably Prague.
Brody had a draft in Prague that I think is actual masterclass on how to pivot in draft.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go back to the Prague stream and watch Brody's draft, that is actually like the pinnacle pivot. I think in Flesh and Blood draft, he started off in Arachne. It was getting cut. It was very clear. He pivoted in the Syndra. He was I think the one of one Syndra and went 3-0. So like those, like if you're struggling with draft, go back and watch the Pro Tours.
Yeah.
They're the best players. You get commentary over the top from the best, some of the greatest minds in Flesh and Blood.
Yeah.
It's a really easy way to level up in draft. Not thinking about necessarily the cards, but the signals that are being sent. That's the most important part.
Yeah, I was traveling over the weekend, so I would just catch it, when it was like close to bedtime and it worked out with the time zones and stuff. So I'd flip it on and so out of the Swiss rounds, Nate, I don't have anything that pops out to me as like, oh man. But I will say this. I did catch Michael Hamilton's top 8 game, and I was sitting there. We flipped it on. My wife was sitting there too. We're getting ready because it was late, like 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah,
We both watched it straight through, and like halfway through the game, I realized I look over at my wife, and she is like locked in, dude. Like
that was a
she's like,
great
man,
pick.
I hope Michael Hamilton wins. She's like, I can't believe because she's heard that name before.
Yeah,
He was a teammate of yours for a long time. We know, you know him, and she's heard that name. So she's like, oh man, I really hope Michael wins, right? And then he just goes down 38-8, and she's like, man, I wish this game wasn't so one sided, right? Like I really wanted to see Michael win. I was like, hold up. I was like, just wait. I was like, if there's a dude that can like navigate out of this hole and a hero, let's be fair. Like Gravy is
Yeah.
that type of hero too. I was like, we're gonna watch this whole game. I was like, just wait. And sure enough, it was like 38-8, then 21-8, then like 14-8. And I was like, oh my god, he's doing it. And dude, the and like I saw it coming too, right? Like if you played Gravy before, if you play Flesh and Blood, it was just like this swell has to hit. It's like, come on, this swell has to hit. And he flipped up the yellow, and I was like, no, dude, if that swell hit, man, I think he like it's a full on game, and like I think he might have won that game.
What's funny? Both our boys, both our Michaels, lost to swells hitting yellows.
Oh
Because
man,
hashtag Fangang also heartbreaking trip sensors, and he still almost has an out to win that game. Plays swell, hits yellow.
oh, and the calling,
Yeah,
yeah.
calling
Oh
finals.
my god, I gotta go and watch that. I haven't watched that game yet, but
That
yeah,
oh,
that's crazy,
it's a
dude.
great game. It is a great game.
Yeah, yeah,
Like yeah, I think Uber. Also, can we get more Uber? I just love Uber.
dude. Well, that guy's like a pro's pro, dude.
Yeah,
That dude, like my buddies that know nothing about Flesh and Blood are like, wait, you got Uber casting your like card game? And I'm like, yeah, dude. And
yeah.
he's like, oh my god. He's like, that dude does like the highest level Overwatch. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, I can tell that dude is amazing. Like
Very good at his craft.
professional.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, overall, super great. Just like that was like kind of a cool moment, right? Where my wife, she has no idea, like never read a card. I don't, I haven't even played a game with her, Nate, but she was like fully locked in. Like this is like Game 7 World Series. Like even if you don't watch baseball, you're still watching. Type lock in.
Yep.
So that was a cool moment, right? And it was cool to see um, that happen with Flesh and Blood for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. That was a great game. I think there's a lot of really good games over the weekend.
Yeah. So going from Singapore to in the keynote, it was also announced that the next Pro Tour after Worlds, I guess Worlds is a Pro Tour as well, but we're going back to Japan. We
Yeah,
already knew
baby.
that. Going to Yokohama, I will 100% be there. I am so pumped to go back to Japan, dude. Like I am so happy. like like as I get further away from Japan, I like understand why people before I went were like, you're gonna love this place and like you're gonna like want to go back every chance you get. And I'm like fully locked in now.
Yeah.
I'm like locked into that mindset of like I'm going, doesn't matter. So I'm super pumped for that. Um, and I guess that leads us into kind of the big topic. We're a little bit late to the game, but ProQuest Yokohama, which is the local events that at your local LGS are running. Information dropped for that. Invites started dropping, and oh boy, they dropped a, they dropped a doozy in there, man. They just like try they like stealth like dropped it on a Friday night. Hope no one noticed. Like just in the article, like I know. Joking aside, I'm pretty sure they're like, oh boy, people are gonna notice this right away. But if you've been living under a rock, basically there's a new policy out for ProQuest saying that if you have won a ProQuest, you are not allowed to participate in any more ProQuest that season. Yeah. I have thoughts on this. I shared some on my last stream, Nate, but let's get what your thoughts are, and we can start the discussion from there.
All right. So there, I'm sure everyone is expecting me to be completely bombastic and outrageous, which is my general disposition. I'm a little sleepy tonight, and I've had a lot of time to think about it. So I actually have some more like constructive thoughts and criticisms of the policy. I guess I would really like to understand why, like why this change.
Hmm.
Um, I think this is a net. Okay, so well, I don't like it.
Yeah.
Card Guys threw up a poll on YouTube and it actually got like 68% people were like, oh, enjoyed this change. And
Overwhelmingly in the discords I'm in, my Discord, the Michigan local Discord, overwhelmingly positive.
yes,
There was, I think I kind of attract. I'm kind of in the same boat as you. Is that I generally would say I lean towards it being a negative change with the basis. I guess we can set the premise to that we know there's going to be more changes included with this change that we don't know yet. So like we're going to get to know more stuff, but we have to talk about what we know today.
yeah.
So, but yeah, I think, Discords were positive on it too. So that polling is like not super surprising to me, because it kind of fits exactly what I heard locally and in my Discord.
So I have a lot of thoughts. Um, one, I would just like to know like why. What's the
Yeah.
reasoning? I would like
Hmm.
an explanation for the change would be nice. I know a lot of areas have very. It's almost like a how quickly can you sign up for some of these because they're capped and they sell out. So what is going to be the like? Oh, I can't go now because I won the Saturday one, even though I'm signed up for the Sunday one.
Yeah.
How is that going to work? Because a lot of stores don't want to just refund people, because obviously they have a cost to literally run the transaction themselves, and they have a cost to refund the transaction. So like some places like that like I wasn't able to make it to have done like
Hmm.
store credit, and then you buy stuff online and have it shipped, and it's like or like because like for me some of the ones are all the way across the state. I
Yeah.
think there's a couple like my main arguments that this is a negative is like this takes away from the community aspect of the game, right? The Flesh and Blood is a game of bringing people together through the common language of playing great games.
Yeah.
Why does it stop at winning in a like a pro quest? Like, does it stop also for the people who top 32 pro tour? Do they just not even get to go to their pro quest? I think there's also like a maybe this is just me. I want to defend my store. If my store has a ProQuest, ain't nobody coming into my house and taking a gold foil out of my house. All right.
Yeah.
So like, do I like punt like ProQuest to make sure I can play in my home store so I can defend my turf because that's my
Yeah.
home? Like that would be really weird. Like I drive 2 hours to go like over to your side of the state to play in a ProQuest, and then I can't go to the one that's 5 minutes away. Like
Yeah. Yeah. That could happen.
it becomes like this like almost like juggling act of like and no I understand this is not how it always has been, but like normally or how other people will play it, but like if I win a ProQuest, I will play a fun deck at other ProQuest. I'm not gonna be super sweaty like
Hmm.
bringing like the S tier deck. I will bring my pet deck. I will bring Fang. I will bring like a deck that I really enjoy at that moment. Um, but
Yeah.
it takes away from the community of that. I would like to think that a lot of my locals have benefited from playing games into me um,
Hmm.
over time. Um, and I'm not trying to like brag, but I think like if you play better players, you will get better, right? Like
Yeah.
when when I first started playing Flesh and Blood, like playing with like Cody and Dan and you and
Yeah.
Joe and like all of these people just grinding games on Discord, just getting better at the game. And then like so I was like fair to moderate, I felt like. And then like I joined the Wolfpack and like I was definitely like not the best person in that room. But I'm like
Right.
I'm playing games against like Michael Fang, Michael
Yeah.
Hamilton, like Andrew Rothamel, John, everyone else on the team that like just absolute titans.
Yeah.
And I got better as a result of it.
This game needs some osmosis, man. I've I've told this story on this channel before, but it's been a long time now. But my perfect example of what you just said is that we used to play, like you said, Cody and Joe. We used to grind chain into chain because chain was the best,
Yeah.
and like we would just be like, we got to get the mirror down. And I queued into Michael Fung. and it was a chain mirror, and he art a ward on turn 0. And in my brain, that wasn't even a real thing to do. Like I've never seen it before. I don't even know. Like if I didn't see Michael do that,
Mhm.
I don't think I would have ever thought about making that play. And like that's straight up honesty. Like I was just like, what? And he's like, yeah, I don't have any. I'm not taking damage on turn 0. And he explained to me his logic. And like maybe it wasn't like ended up being a decent play, but like I just never would have thought of ever doing that. And
Mhm.
that happens all the time when I was playing those games into those guys. I was like, wait, that play is possible. And I still have those moments playing at large events and stuff. And I'm like, oh, of course. Like, why didn't I think of that? Like, it's just little things that you like pick up.
Yeah.
Um, and and I saw this in the discords and stuff too, Nate, is like you win ProQuest. I've won one and I don't really aim to win them anymore. Right. And so it's just like, well, you're skilled enough, you have enough practice, like let other people in. But it's like, dude, a little bit of part of me says like, if you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. Like, so it's just like, yeah, I get it. You know, like sometimes it's like a hard thing to like come to terms with, like I'm going to go win this event. And I think maybe there's some like, oh, I just never thought of winning this event because Nate's here, so like I can't get through him. It's like, well, but you know what I mean, like
Yeah.
it's like that. You always like everybody has their not like I say arch nemesis in like the most like nicest way of putting it, right? And I tell my arch nemesis, I'm like, God, I have to play you again in this armory. It's like, dude, I haven't beat you in like 5 months. And they don't even know half the time, but I remember.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know if I'm just alone on this, but like, I can't be, right? It's just like every time you're like, oh man, I queued into this. Like this guy's super good. This game's gonna be fun, but it's gonna be super grindy
Mhm.
because it's just like I know I have to play my best game of FAB tonight, right? Or
Mhm.
in the ProQuest, right? And yeah, it's like it's fun, but like at the same time, you're like, damn, it's like I just want to get through this, right? But when you beat that person finally, whoo, man,
Do you think about all that juicy elo you stole from me in Bright Lights draft?
dude, dude, and I brutalized you too.
Did.
Man, yeah, yeah, not gonna forget that game. Like that game was great,
So,
but yeah, I definitely
yeah.
robbed you that game for sure.
But like to continue that point, like I think of all the people that I've met playing Flesh and Blood, right? Like
Yeah.
in I think I'm a lot closer to people throughout the entire state of Michigan
Mm-hmm.
than I would be if it was just a one and done. Like I
Yeah.
don't think I have like I feel like when I walk into a ProQuest, I can say hi to like 75% of the room and just say like, "Hey, how you doing, dude? It's been a while." Um,
Yeah.
I don't think that's the case if it's one and done. Like if it's
Yeah.
one and done, you win a ProQuest and you have to leave. I don't feel that close to people. Um, and like I think about like my locals as an example. Like they started like a team and they invited me to come on it. And they're like, "Will you like come?" And like I was like, "Yeah, like I'll come help. Like shit, I'll help something." Like because I wasn't going to London. I
Yeah.
was like, the goal was to like train up like one of them to go into London and like help him.
Yeah.
Um, so like I was like, absolutely, I'll hop in here and like see like if I can give you guys advice, like if you have questions, ask. And I think of if this rule's in place, like I don't feel that they might not even ask me because it's just like they see me once a season, maybe,
Yeah.
and like maybe not even that. But then I think of like Tyler, shout out Tyler. He's like our local judge, so he doesn't get to play in all of his events. Um, but he won his first event last season. It was an RTN, but there was I think 5 people who were already qualified in that room,
Mm-hmm.
and he went through all of them because he's a
Yeah.
freaking baller. And
Yeah,
like,
dude.
but it was the last week of RTNs, and it was literally the last day of RTNs,
Mm-hmm.
and he went through all the people who had already qualified to get his invite and win the gold foil. I
Mm-hmm.
don't, and I've asked them this. I was like, do you feel as accomplished if I'm not there? If Charlie isn't there? If Wes isn't there? All these
Yeah.
people who are already queued and already won their events. Like, do you feel like that would have been as big of an accomplishment and given you that big confidence boost from winning that event? Now, like, you are a good
Yeah.
player. Like, you're a great player. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and those are the two things that I think of. And I know that every community is different, right?
Yeah.
And every area is going to be a little bit different. But I think it's a negative if we're like putting this restriction on people. And maybe there's like a different, like something in between like a skirmish and a ProQuest where people can like go and ball out constantly. I don't know. But like, we don't have a we're getting there. Like, we have a lot of 1Ks popping up in Michigan now, which is really
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
But not every place is going to have it, and who knows how long we'll have it for? Because if we don't have that like thing to scratch the competitive itch, then what's to stop someone from going and playing another game? Like, what's to keep
Yeah.
people constantly engaged if kind of like you're almost like pseudo punished for winning? And I understand that other communities are like, we've got four guys who just round up all the gold foils and they hold them hostage and they run off with our women too. Like, yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
uh, I don't think this rule is going to necessarily help that. But I bet those
No.
players too are probably better players today because they constantly play against the best four players. Like, Michael Fang talks about this, how he almost never wins a ProQuest. But
Well,
those
dude.
people play against Michael Fang constantly, who is one of the smartest people in
Yeah.
Flesh and Blood, and
Yeah.
always offers like just spot on like analysis that like makes you like, oh shit. Like,
Yeah.
every time I talk to that man, I level up a little bit. So like,
Right.
imagine going to locals with this guy constantly. You're gonna constantly level up. So of course he's got a freaking murderer's row of players out there.
Yeah. So yeah, totally. Like I agree with you. I think it like, I want to hear the reasoning. I want to hear the changes, right? Like this conversation changes completely after those two things happen, which are going to happen later this fall.
Mhm.
So like yeah, that's the big caveat. Um and I hear you saying like, I've heard this argument backwards, right? Where it's like, okay, well, I just want a chance, and it's like the problem is like so the interesting thing is my last ProQuest season here in Nate locally is that two of my good friends, like the two dudes that I traveled with to Vegas,
Mhm.
the two dudes, like one of the dudes, well, would have won both of them, but one of them had to cancel. I drive to your side of the state and we stay at a hotel
Yeah.
on Saturday night and we did two ProQuests or two RTNs that time. But
Yeah.
if they were ProQuests, we'd do that too.
Yeah.
Both those dudes won their first ProQuest last season, like straight, just like crushed their events,
Yeah.
right? Um, if that happens before our planned like West Side
Like, bro,
trip or
weekend.
like
Yeah.
our bro weekend, or if it happens like you live close to Chicago, or like we're going to Columbus to do too, like driving with buddies. Like I love flying to Vegas with those guys and doing that. But dude, a Fab road trip where we talk nothing but Fab and nerd stuff the whole way there and the whole way back, and then we get to play two events while we're there is like peak bro time, dude.
Yeah.
It's like my favorite thing. And like if they won their ProQuest, and then, like this is the argument I hear is that it's like, well, the same guys are always winning these ProQuests. They're like rounding it up, and that might happen, and that sucks if that happens in your area. But just because you never won a ProQuest doesn't mean you can't win one, right? These dudes proved it. They, went out there and just like, things went their way that day
Mhm.
and they won. So it's not like they're just out there crushing people. That would have been like devastating to like having to cancel our event because it's like I wouldn't have gone over to the west side of the state to play two by myself.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we're getting a refund on that hotel, and like, I'll try to hit one more in my area. So that kind of sucks. And I think like the biggest thing, and I said this on stream, is that like I don't like the idea of playing less flesh and blood, like in general. It's like so Like that's kind of like the highest, simplest critique I have for it is like, why are we playing less flesh and blood? That I'm confused by that.
Yeah.
Um, Good thing LSS is like, again, like it's not all negative. I will give them where their props where they're due, is that they are very good at explaining this generally when they do something, and they're also very good. Like I don't think this is just going to be like off the cuff. Like we just think that this is how it's going to be now, and this is just how we're going to do it, right?
Yeah.
I know they'll have a reason. I know they'll explain it. Um, so like we just have to wait. Unfortunately, a long time. So it gives time for us to like stew on it and make these podcasts. But
I'm hoping that we hear something, maybe a dev talk soon,
yeah,
about
dev
the
talk would be
subject. I think
great.
it's kind of required. Actually, it's not required. Like
No,
in all honesty, like the fact that we give dev talks is like
yeah,
amazing.
that's
We are
yeah,
we are literally spoiled.
yeah,
We are spoiled brats, and we deserve no explanation.
right,
Company made the change. They can do whatever the hell they want. They could literally
yeah,
just like freaking do no ProQuest anymore and just like freaking throw rocks, and whoever the rock hits gets to go to Japan. Um,
right, yeah,
so yeah, I would love to hear an explanation, and I would love to try to find a better solution to this.
yeah,
Because gold, like, if the thing is that like everyone's like rounding up all the gold foils and the invites, like just remove the gold foils, right? Like,
yeah,
because that's the only reason these people are going to all these things, even if they're queued, is like they want to win a gold foil. But now like gold foils are like basically like in a party pack from Taco Bell, so
yeah.
like they're garbage. No one wants them. Which like
Well,
they're like
so
$200. It's not nothing,
yeah,
but
it's not nothing, and it is a trophy, right? Like I still, the gold foil I won like kind of holds a special, like the one. So when you get a bunch of them, you're kind of like, you probably look at them differently, right? Or if you're just trying to like pay for your flight to go to the pro tour that you just got an invite to, then you look like it as money. But I will say I will advocate the other side of that argument, Nate, and I understand the fact that they are trophies, right? That is the trophy for the event. You
yeah.
get to play with that. You get to say I won this card. So they are money to some, but trophies to others. And honestly, to me, it's closer to a trophy, right?
Mhm.
So yeah, I like I said, I just don't like that. It's like you have to play less flesh and blood. Like I just like because if I just like walked up and like oops gravied a ProQuest and like I don't know, I just hit my swells hit blues and my charts hit yellows and blues, like because that could happen, right? I could just like, it's not going to because there's like going to be 15 Syndras ready there to pounce, but it can just happen. Like I'm decent enough. I'd be super bummed if the next 3 weeks I'm just like, how'd you guys do in the Pro Quest today?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's because it's like I want to go and like you said, it's like literally this is where I talk to people. Like I wouldn't be able to go over to the west side of the state and say hi to you because I'd be like, "There's no point."
Like, shit, what if I win? Then I might not even be going to the
Yeah,
event on my side of the state.
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
like
That would be so
that's the thing
lame.
that I think wasn't factored into this, and I don't, and I hope they reconsider, or like change how they do it in some way, shape, or form. Like I don't know if it's like limiting if they do it like a prize card, like if they did it like the Kasai where like you get one per season and we'll mail it to you. And
Yeah,
like if you win two, like you're an idiot. Don't win two because we're only going to mail you one prize card.
yeah,
But I think like there's very real possibilities of like people making it to top four and then like either trying to like concede in top four because they don't even want a chance to go to the finals and the pricing doesn't
yeah.
change and they don't care about the gold foil. Like these are the things that now
Dude,
are put into the players' hands and then the local judges. These are very it's like I know that people have said like, yeah, no one gets a gold foil, it's done. It's like that is such an awkward thing to put a tournament organizer in, to put a judge in, and to put players in. Like you are
yeah,
putting them in a situation where they are walking away from hundreds of dollars but because they want to play more Flesh and Blood with their friends. That's kind of the antithesis of Flesh and Blood, right? Like
Yeah.
that.
Oh,
I think there's a better solution if we knew the reason for it, but I think we've belabored this
yeah.
at this point. But
Yeah, I was just going to say, I think the Runaways did a pretty good job of talking through it. And one of the things that they kind of enlightened me to is just the thing you just said is like, if I put myself in a top four for ProQuest Yokohama, I haven't played in a calling since, I haven't played in a constructed calling since maybe Baltimore, Nate. Like I just don't. I want to play side events. I want to like kind of have freedom to like walk around, meet people, do an on-demand draft, meet people, hand out some dice. You know, I view these big events as a much different thing for me,
yeah,
right? Content creator, things like that. So the invite means not that much to me.
yeah,
So now, and they brought up the same fact you did, is that it's like I just want to play more ProQuest, and I'm in top four, and okay, this is awkward, right? This is like I don't like that extra stress, you know. I don't know it. Yeah, but like you said, I think that pretty much sums up most of the point. The overarching factor would be please let us know what's going on, which they will, and yeah, just like playing less Flesh and Blood seems counterintuitive at the moment. So I'm here for it though, man. I want to see what they're cooking up. I just hope that I'm like super like pumped and surprised when they tell us like all the changes, right? Because that would be a sweet heel turn. like, wait, actually, this rocks. Like, I hope that happens somehow. I'm here for it though, right? So
and listen, if they did another Kasai CNC, it would take the sting out of only being able to play one Pro Quest. Like
yeah, a little bit.
if they did something cool like that again, and I won one, I would understand a little bit more that I'm not
Right.
allowed to make 10 grand a season, um,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
playing
yeah.
Flesh and Blood. That's understandable, but
Right.
I don't know.
But all right, well, when they tell us more, we'll be here to talk about it, Nate, right?
We will
So
be. The
I did.
Guardian Mastery Pack spoilers, short and sweet.
Yeah.
They suck. So we'll catch you next time. We'll do the we'll do the tier list, and we'll put everything in Slate tier. Ted, I can say this. No one's listening at this point.
Oh man, yeah, we got to be careful about that slate here, dude. We're gonna get absolutely hammered on the high seas tier list review at the end of the year,
Why?
bro. We're only off by like $71 on diamond amulets.
Okay, okay, that is more of a
We
function
said it was
of them forgetting
$4.
to like
It's
actually
actually
print them at a reasonable rate than the card being playable. Gravies don't even play that card half the time.
yeah, that card's a little bit overpriced, but
Card's way overpriced. All the amulets are overpriced. They're all terrible.
yeah,
They're
yeah, the pull rates.
coasters at best.
Yeah, I guess you just double down on it. Yeah, we have one of two ways. Find out in December how we play it. All right, everybody, like, subscribe, hit the bell. Check you next time. Peace.
And remember, put your money where your mouth is. Boom, boom, boom.